Hey guys, welcome back to the third part of this Blender building series. In this part, I'll be modeling the hood. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to do is I'm gonna extrude these vertices to match the outline of this fender. So I'm gonna extrude here, reach the panel gap. Make sure to use all your views. Mark to sharp. And make sure to always be looking at pictures and references, guys. Like, this is the best way to make sure your model looks as accurate as possible. So as you can see, there is a body line going into the headlight, like this right here. And it's also here too, so I'm gonna insert vertices, slide it, so it matches with that, shape it how it's supposed to be. Two vertices here. There we go. And then I'm gonna use loop tools once again. Space and relax. Maybe relax this entire piece a little bit. There. And it's just simply just extruding vertices and just matching the panel gaps and body lines. And adding loop cuts to match the curve. It's best practice to always use all of your views to get the most accuracy. Make it move on over here. Okay, let's work on this body line right here. So I'm just gonna do like a super rough outline. Go into the side views. Okay. And one way I like rounding out these sharp corners in my rough outline, even though it's a curve, is I like doing bevel once again, but instead of Ctrl+B, this time it's Ctrl+Shift+B, and then it will add new vertices and you can round it out. So around here, and same thing over here. But it's not going to be perfect. You have to always adjust these. Then I'm going to add more vertices around here. And then once again, just keep spacing and relaxing everything so it matches up nicely. And should be that body line. So as you can see right here, I created a bevel. Usually you're not supposed to create bevels like these that has continuing body lines this early on, but I made it just to show you guys, like just to show you how to bevel. So I'm just gonna manually bevel this area really quickly. Just doing Ctrl+Shift+B once again. There we go. It's got a loop cut in here. Okay. So the top of our fender is done. This wasn't too bad. Actually, no, it's not. Remember, this is what we always gotta use all the views. I would have not caught this if I didn't use the front view. Okay, now let's do this part. This one I'm gonna actually take these vertices, do Shift+D to duplicate them and bring them down, and I'm gonna shape it to body line. Okay. I'm just gonna line everything up. And remember, take your time on these lines, don't rush them. If you rush them, it will not look good. Like, look at this. Yeah, so you gotta use all your views and get them lined up and as straight as possible. Flatten this. Okay. Now we can continue to fill in the rest of the bump of the fender. Same thing over here. I'm gonna make a bevel over there. Once I shape everything though. So in some areas you might not be able to see, you know, you won't be able to see past the blueprint. Like you can't see how it's curving because, you know, it's getting blocked. You're just gonna have to just do like your best guesstimate at this point, kind of line it up with this front part. And once again, you can look at pictures. I mean, this seems to be pretty even with the front part, so I'm just gonna follow the front part of the blueprint. So just like this. And then I'm gonna use a bevel here, Ctrl+Shift+B, add more loop cuts. Seems quite good. And then I'm just gonna add 2 loop cuts here, space it out, relax, and maybe add a loop cut here, and round this out. Okay, we're getting pretty good progress done. Now I want to fill in this inner area. Instead of remaking the entire thing, I'm gonna select this part of the vertices, Shift+D, duplicate it. I'm gonna use S to scale it down, and then I can kind of get it aligned with this. It won't be perfect. It's gonna need adjustment, but you won't have to redo everything. Or another thing you could do is press. Okay, let's not do that. Yeah, don't try what I just tried. Just duplicate it and scale it down, and then adjust the vertices. And then we will shape and relax these, so don't worry. I mean, space and relax these. And I'm going to scale this down to match the curve. Most cars don't have a fender this complicated with these many body lines and curves. It should usually be a lot more simple. So maybe whatever car you're making will not be this hard for the Fender. And then front view, just gonna make sure it's all straight. It's a bit unstraight over here. And there. There we go. And now, the final part that we have to trace out is just this part of the fender, and then this body line right here. So I'm gonna extrude up to here, up to the body line. Go into the top view. Actually can't really see where it is. I'm pretty sure. Okay, it's around here. Maybe you can use other side to check. Okay, I'm pretty far off. So G and then X. There we go. It's over here. And then add lupus to rounding it up. Just add like 2 more, space and relax. I'm gonna extend this body out, this body line out to here. I'm gonna use the other view just to check real quick, because I can't really see this side right now too much. Okay. And then just down to here. So okay, I'm just gonna connect it to this part. Let's not do it for now. Let's just extrude this piece. You see it obviously goes in a little bit, so it should be like this. Extrude, and then I'm gonna connect these 2 pieces. And okay, here's my plan. I'm gonna connect this piece over here, merge it at last, because I select this vertice first and this vertice last. So if I want this vertice to be merged over here, I would do it at last. And I'm gonna move this piece out a little bit so it lines up. Move this out. You can always adjust this as needed. It might look a little wonky now, but whenever we're further into the build where we have to make panel gaps, it's gonna push this part back inside, so don't worry too much about it. I'm gonna delete this vertice. Add 2 new ones over here. Matched with the curve. Okay, it might be a little too much. You can see it doesn't stick out too much. It just matches the curve pretty much of this, but it's a little more inside, so like this. And then just add more loop cuts, space and relax. And this part can stick out a little bit more. Looks like we might have to pull out this entire section a little bit more, because I think it's curving too far in right now. So that's the case. I'm just gonna grab these fender line vertices and just start pulling them out. And once again, this is all part. This is all part of trial and error. You'll never get a car right first try. Okay. don't want to make it too straight towards the end right here. So this part in a little bit, and this part in a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna redo this piece right here. So I'm gonna put two vertices in first. Pull it out so it matches with around here. And as you can see, it's not sticking out too much. So now I can add more loop cuts again. Space and relax. Oh shoot. Alright, sometimes this happens. I'm still not sure what the exact reason is why space and relax messes up, but okay. I'm just gonna just redo this section then. I'm gonna extend this out to space relax. Okay, it's two more vertices. Space and okay, now it looks fine. Yeah, sometimes if that happens to you, I recommend just deleting the line and just redoing it, and it should work most of the time. And that seems about right. Okay. There's a little bit of curvature right here, so I'm gonna curve it a little bit. And space and relax. And that should be the outline for the fender. And now we can fill it in. So I usually like starting with the fender line, or the wheel of a line first. So fill in the first face, hold the last two edges, and just fill it in. Sometimes if it stops, you have to manually fill in the next face. That's the reason why it's stopping here, is because there's a connected vertex right here. Okay, and now let's fill in this upper area right here. So how I'm thinking of going about this is, okay, so it's a pretty flat piece. I don't think there's not much curvature to it. Okay, so it's a pretty flat piece. So the way I'm thinking of going about this is I'm going to put these two pieces first. Alright, so I'm gonna add two loop cuts in this right here. And then also ignore the background so if you can hear it, that's just my washer, but I'm going to select this, put the face, select this triangle, and this, and do this. And then this, and then I'm gonna add two loop cuts for each one, and then just I'm gonna triangulate this. So I'm gonna select this entire, all these faces, Ctrl+T, so we'll all connect the vertices together, and then Alt+J to turn them into quads. But it might be a little weird, so I'm gonna have to fix this part right here. And then I'm just gonna just space this section, space and relax. Actually, maybe I'm not gonna space and relax it. Okay, hold on. Ignore this entire section. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Fill in this area. Fill in this area. Let me just shade it smooth. I'm gonna try this. This is all about experimenting, guys. This hood is pretty, I mean, this fender is pretty complicated, so I'm gonna have to do some like a little wonky things to get this to work, but eventually you'll figure it out. Okay, I think I figured it out. There we go. And then we keep filling in this area. So I'm gonna select this area. Alright, so this is how I'm gonna go about this area. Kind of the same thing. I'll fill in this area, 2 loop cuts, fill this in. Then right here, I'm gonna actually add more loop cuts here, because as you can see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here, and there's 1 over here, or technically 2 if we're gonna count this one. Let's fill this one in real quick. So it's 5. So I'm going to dissolve this edge right here, dissolve this vertice. Add a line back in here, pressing J. I'm just gonna add like 3. I'm gonna loop cut 3 vertices onto here, clean this up over here. Merge by distance, and I'm gonna grid fill this by Ctrl+F and grid fill. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean these triangles up, and there we go. Just put it under, should be done. Okay. What's going on? Alright, there we go. Now, I just want to fill in the rest of this area. So, I'm just going to start with this corner right here. Okay, so far it's filling in very nicely. I'm gonna do this bottom edge right here. Oh, gotta flip the face. See, so I'm gonna add a looper right here, make it connect to over here, dissolve this edge, face relax. I'm gonna connect these over here, add 2 loop cuts, and 1 more so we can match up, fill this area in. Then, hold on, this area is, okay. Fill this area in. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna fill this area in, add in 2 loop cuts. Extend this out a little so it can be curvature. And then I'm just gonna, okay, I'm gonna add 1 more loop cut over here, space and relax, and then I'm just gonna fill this part in like this. I'm gonna go away from this part for a bit and come back over here. I'm gonna add a loop cut. And I don't want a loop cut to be in all these areas. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the line tool, unselect the part that I want to stay. So I'll use the scroll wheel and press my mouse scroll wheel to get rid of the lines. And then I'm gonna press X and dissolve the edges. So then the parts I didn't want are gone now. And then I'm going to slide this into this vertice by distance. I'm gonna connect this one right here. Slide it a little, and then just push it in a little just for some curvature. Not much. Okay. Now I'm gonna come back to this part. This part's a little tricky. I'm thinking of just merging this part back together and just spacing this. Shoot. Okay. Okay, but shading is a little off when I do that, so I don't want to resort to that. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this part right here. Fill in this area manually. Add 2 loop cuts. Bring it out a little. And just fill it in like this. Fill in a triangle over here. Space this part out. Once again, this isn't perfect topology. I'm not fully sure at how I'm supposed to go about this either right now, but I'd say this is pretty good for now. Once again, I mean, if you guys ever think of something, you can always go back in and change it, which I might do, because I can't get topology right on a first try either. I'll have to maybe come back later and try it again. So maybe in one of like the next parts you'll see like some different topology here, because that's just what I came up with after thinking about it for a little. So yeah, I'm gonna space out all of these parts right here. Space and relax. And that should be the entire fender filled out. So now I'm just going to bevel it again to make the line smooth. So I'm going to select this entire line. You can see it's a pretty tight bevel, so clear sharp, Ctrl+B, and let's do it like around here. Yeah, it seems good to me. And then, okay, it's good over here. And then this one. Or actually, I'm not going to continue those bevels because I have to still continue this line to the bumper, which is up here and down here, and then this body line right here will have to get continued across the entire door into the rear quarter panel. So I'm gonna leave those as is and bevel it once I get those lines completed. But since this line isn't going anywhere except over here, it should be good. And then you can go into the view I told you and you can look at your build. So that should be it for this part. In the next part, I'll probably tackle the door or the front bumper. Most likely the front bumper, and then we'll move on to the doors and then the rest of the car. Thank you guys for watching.